use of this is called as telescope. Now there is no question that simple telescope and compound telescope, only telescope, because two lenses are required. Now in case of telescope, the objective lens should be as large in diameter. Okay, instead of this I can use objective lens something like this. That will give me more and more intake of light inside, and therefore objective lens must be as large as possible, whereas the focal length of objective lens should be as more as possible. In reverse way I can say the focal length should have less power. So the objective is having more diameter as well as more focal length or less power, whereas eyepiece must be smaller and must have high power, that means less focal length. Rest of the things are same. The distant object, that is beyond 2f, that distant object is giving inverted real image, that is magnified by the eyepiece, which is smaller in size, smaller in focal length, that means greater in power. The virtual image is formed, which is inverted because initial image is inverted. So if you observe to telescope, that is we are saying astronomical telescope, then also we are able to observe images in inverted format. So we are getting inverted image with help of telescope also. But in certain telescope nowadays we are using, that is we are saying terrestrial telescope or even telescope. There we are using telescope means having one pipe only, that is having third lens in between, which will invert image again, and so that we are able to observe the erect means not inverted image. Now in case of binoculars, we are using two pipes having everything same lenses fit. With that we can able to observe, because binocular will give you more accuracy, because both the eyes, in case of telescope you have to close one eye. Then what is the problem? That here a technology is required. Say, when I was in school, I just observed how to produce telescope. It was there in our book that objective length should be maximum, focal length should be there, it should be large as possible, then eyepiece should be small as possible, and eyepiece must have a very high power, etc., etc. And I purchased out the material required for that and produced telescope. My aim was that I must observe whatever the moon and how it looks by telescope. I was able to prepare that telescope by using various techniques, using PVC pipe, plaster of Paris, packing material as papers. To adjust focal length I used different pipes, but ultimately I got moon in 7 colors. Fantastic vision of moon, never seen before. The reason was that, see, this portion I am saying of lens, this is acting, just look here, this will act here like prism, and therefore light coming from these sides gets scattered off, and you are aware that because of this dispersion of light 7 colors are visible. How to control that? Say this is lens, I am showing from front. These sides are acting like prism, so I have to cover the side by paper. So now I used covering side by paper, and now moon is observed very nicely through this type of telescope. But the concept of plane is also playing important role. See, this is my objective, this is my eyepiece, both must be in same plane. Suppose my objective is somewhat tilted like this, then both are not in same plane, image will not be clear. So that we require certain technology in order to produce this telescope. Now just look that if you cover this portion, then moon is observed very nicely. But the practical problem is that will decrease out intensity of light inside the telescope. And therefore, if you observe this telescope during daytime, you will find atmosphere is cloudy. That whatever you are observing, that is cloudy. In afternoon also, you are not able to get intense light. The reason is that we are decreasing out the net intake of light inside this telescope. So like that, various things are there. By using proper optical lenses and proper technology, one can produce telescope, but still certain problems are there. In order to overcome that, mirror telescopes are preferable.